Yo, it's your boy J Best, your boy Relly, and boy Jarek, and welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, season 3, episode 53. Y'all, it's finals time, and we got your boy Rails Thunder representing the West.
Hold on.
Sean, let him know. Let him
First time
know.
All-Star, baby.
Let him
First
know.
time, come on, man. First time All-Star, man. Second team all defense, third team all. Come on, man. Your favorite player never win that, man. Come, man. Hold on, man. Come on, hey, man. Come
Let
on,
him
man.
know. Let him know. All right, and then you got your boy Jarek, his boy Tyrese Halley. That boy Halliburton and the Pacers representing the East. You right fast. This clown. All right. Thumbs down on that one. All right. Thumbs down.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all, we got finals talk. All right, we talking Thunder, we talking Pacers, biggest X factors, our finals pick. We also got Keep 3, Cut 3, NBA Finals edition with our NBA Finals MVPs and our NBA Finals team winners. All right, we're also talking about Tom Thibodeau being fired, but that's all on the Straight to the Point podcast today. But before we get into anything, as always, we want to thank God for waking us up this morning, allowing us to talk about sports, which is something that we love to do. And without him, we would not be here right now. Fellas, y'all ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Go. Let's get it.
All right, y'all. Let's go and let's get straight to the point. Let's open this thing up with our Keep 3, Cut 3 NBA Finals edition. All right, so we're going to do two of these. The first one we're going to do is Keep 3, Cut 3 NBA Finals MVPs. All right, so I took 6 Finals MVPs, right, and we're going to do Keep 3, Cut 3 with those 6. Y'all know the drill, all right? So first up, we got Giannis. All right, when Giannis won his ring, he won Finals MVP 2020 through 2021. Are we keeping or are we cutting him?
Keep.
I agree. We got to keep it. We have to, especially after that closeout game. That's one of the better closeout games in NBA history, especially for the finals. So, yeah, we're going to keep it. I agree.
And one more thing I threw in here. I'm going to read their averages after they Keep 3 and Cut 3. If I read them now, then they will basically cheat and use the numbers, all right? But we're going to see how they did after. All right, next up is going to be Steph Curry, 2021 through 2022. When he beat the Boston Celtics, keep or cut?
What you thinking?
That's so hard. But there's like he had a couple of games where he just completely carried. But I definitely feel like there's better out there. So yeah, we can cut. I agree. We can cut. We can't keep everybody, so we'll cut.
Yeah, we seen better Steph Curry's.
All right. Next up, we got Kawhi Leonard. All right, Kawhi Leonard, 2018 through 19 when he won with the Raptors. Keep or cut?
All right, gotta keep him.
I'm thinking the same thing. That's one of the better final runs of all time. So we definitely got to keep him. Most definitely.
And then, literally, it's just crazy.
All right. Next, we got 2022 through 23, Nikola Jokic, Finals MVP. Keep or cut?
Yeah.
We can cut him.
Yeah, we can cut him.
We can cut him. I feel like nothing against him, nothing taken away from him, but that finals, like, that's what he was supposed to do. He was going against the Heat. They couldn't really match up with him, so I feel like he took care of business. So we can cut him. I feel like we should cut him.
And he had big help from Jamal Murray. So
yeah.
All right. So mind y'all, I got 2 cuts and 2 keeps. All right, so whatever you do on this next one, you got to do the opposite on the next. All right, so I would think carefully if I was you. All right. We're going with Kevin Durant. 20. This is going to be the first year he got there. So 2016 through 17 with the Warriors. Finals MVP. Keep or cut?
Hey, Jake, let me tell you why we got to keep him. KD crazy, period. But we got to keep him because the next one going to be like Andre Iguodala. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm
Uh, I like regardless of who the next one is, honestly. Unless the next one is 16 LeBron or Michael Jordan, I'm fine with keeping Kevin. That's Kevin Durant, dog. And we saw what he did in the finals. We're gonna keep finals KD.
telling
All right, so this far, y'all have kept Giannis, KD, and Kawhi Leonard. Y'all decided to cut Steph Curry. Y'all also cut Nikola Jokic, and y'all just cut, as Jarek said, 2016 LeBron James. All right, so that's y'all keep three, and y'all cut three. Now, like I said, I'm gonna read their averages so y'all can kind of see how y'all really did. All right, so on the keep side, all right, y'all kept Giannis, who averaged 35, 13, and 5. All right, so that's pretty good if you ask me. All right. Y'all also kept Kevin Durant, who averaged 35, 8, and 5. All right. And then y'all kept Kawhi Leonard, who averaged basically 29, 10, and 4. All right. So they all hooped. All right. But let's talk about the guys that y'all decided to cut. All right. Y'all cut Nikola Jokic, who averaged 30, 14, and 7. All right. Y'all cut Steph, who averaged 31, 6, and 5. And then y'all cut LeBron, who averaged 30, 11, and 9. All right. So it was in this, honestly, in this scenario, you couldn't go wrong with whoever you kept and whoever you cut. All right. But of course, we want to see what everybody else got to say about that. Now we're going to do another keep three, cut three edition, NBA Finals. But now we're doing teams. Okay. So these are teams that won the NBA Finals. And we're going to do keep three, cut three with them. All right. So first up, this one I think gonna be a little tougher. All right, first up we got the 2020 through 21 Milwaukee Bucks who won the finals. Mind you, Giannis, right? Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, keep or cut.
We're gonna cut him.
Cut him.
We're gonna cut him. That's
Damn it,
yeah.
cut.
All right.
I just heard Giannis's numbers. He had to do that. He had to do that. Or they were gonna.
Let's not forget Chris Middleton played good too.
That's fine. That's just two players though.
Just letting you know. Just
Drew Holiday was solid, but that's just no. We good. We're gonna cut him.
all right. Next, we're going with the 2013 through 14 Spurs. All right, this is Tim Duncan, Manu, Tony, and Kawhi Leonard. Keep or cut.
We're gonna
Keep
keep
him.
him.
Yeah, we're gonna keep him. It's the Spurs. We're gonna keep him.
That was simultaneous.
Most definitely. They beat LeBron James. They beat a great Heat team. We're gonna keep him for sure.
All right. Now we're going with the 2007 through 8 Boston Celtics. All right. This is Rondo, KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. Keep or cut.
Hey, I gotta keep him.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't they beat Kobe in the finals?
And they beat LeBron
Yes.
before they get to the finals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can keep him. I'm not mad at that. We can keep him.
Paul Pierce. I call a game, not bang.
All right. So I got two keeps, one cut. All right. I got one more keep left. Now we're going with the 2019 through 20 Los Angeles Lakers. All right, we're looking at Braun, we're looking at AD, we're looking at. Okay, first of all, I don't like how you're shaking your head. I don't appreciate that, but y'all gonna cut them.
Yeah, that team. Don't get me wrong. Like that team wasn't weak, and they were good for that time period of the NBA. Like I'm a believer that they would have kept them together. They could have ran it back the next year. But compared to all the like, I'm not taking them over this Celtics team. I'm not taking them over. Who else have we kept so far? The Spurs team. Like there's just levels to this. That team was good, but I don't think that team was great. Let's put it that way. So it's no disrespect. It's
I got
just
you. I
yeah.
just don't like how dramatic Real was with the shaking of the head. I don't appreciate that. All right, that's King James over there. Don't do that. But now you got two keeps. You got two cuts. All right. So whatever you do on this next one, you're doing the opposite on the last one. All right. Next we have, speaking of King James, 2011 through 2012 Miami Heat team. All right. Keep or cut. This is Braun, Wade, Bosh. You know him. Keep or cut.
Didn't they beat? Didn't they, that's the team that beat a young OKC, right?
This is the team that, yes, this team beat the OKC team. Yes.
We'll keep him.
4-1 to be exact. For somebody who, just in case Real didn't know.
Nobody asked.
Just in case, I'll let Real know. I'll let Real know. 4-1.
Dude, what happened in 2025?
Don't do that. Stop
Yeah,
it.
we can. My only thing though is watch he gonna bring out the '96 Bulls next. or he gonna do something stupid. But
I think regardless who he brings out, we can't go wrong right here. Miami's team was deep. Like that team, Norris Cole, Mario Chalmers, Shane Battier. Man, did they have Ray Allen yet? Or I'm tripping.
nah, I think Ray was later.
They were still deep. We
Yeah.
keeping them.
We can give him.
Watch the next one going to be the 2020, 2019, 2020 Toronto Raptors. Watch.
All right. So with that being said, y'all have three keeps. All right. Y'all have kept the 2013 through 14 Spurs. Y'all kept the 2007 through '08 Boston Celtics. Y'all also kept the 2011 through 12 Miami Heat. All right. You cut the Lakers 2019 through 20. All right. The bubble. King James. All right. Y'all also cut 20 through 2021 Milwaukee Bucks. And y'all also just cut the 2014 through 15 Golden State Warriors. All right, so how y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like
I'm
y'all
cool. I'm cool with that.
okay?
I'm cool with that. They were a great team, but honestly, I feel like if you put them two against each other, I would take the Heat. Honestly, so yeah, I'm cool with that for sure. They're Miami's big three. I'm taking them over Golden State's big three. So yeah, I'm cool with that.
All right. Well, that's it for our Keep Three Cut Three in the NBA Finals edition. All right, so before we jump completely into the NBA Finals, we want to talk about some breaking news that just happened yesterday, which is the Knicks firing Tom Thibodeau after losing in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Indiana Pacers in 6 games. All right, me and the fellas are going to give y'all our reaction to this news. Jared, you up first. The Knicks firing Tom Thibodeau. Just tell me your initial reaction.
Um, I wasn't shocked, honestly, just because I've been hearing people say, I've been hearing people say that coaching is the reason that they lost the series, which I mean, I don't completely agree with, but I mean, I just feel like they got outplayed. I feel like it's simple as that, and I don't think it was something that he could really do. I mean, they put him in bad positions where Cat needs to be on the floor because he's scoring, because he's like bringing a lot offensively, but defensively they put him in a pick and roll and he can't guard it. So it was just like I feel like this is just a you guys just regroup, go back to the drawing boards. I don't feel like there's a I don't to me, I feel like he's a good enough coach to where I can't say that there's just a lot of candidates out there now that can just go and replace him and bring this team to a championship. Mind you, next year the East is wide open for the taking. Boston's down. Milwaukee won't have Giannis. Like basically it's all about who's going to dethrone Indiana next year, basically. And I feel like a lot of teams don't play that's a hard task, although they play great basketball. I just feel like this series was like so many of these games they just let slip away. Like game one, at the end of game one, Jalen Brunson, he did not show up. And that's when they blew that big lead in that little bit of time. And I don't feel like there's anything that Tibbs could have did during that. There's nothing he could have did in that time. Your team got outplayed. Um, it's unfortunate, and honestly don't think he should have been fired. I just feel like this is just you got to regroup, honestly. And then a lot of people they bring up the minutes, the heavy minutes that he plays his team. But if you look at this series, his bench got a lot of playing time. You got guys like Miles McBride with 18 minutes. Mitchell Robinson, who is almost like a starter, he's there 6 minutes. He got 24 minutes. We saw Landry Shamet get in the game. Like he brought in the subs, so I feel like I don't feel like there's a reason for this, honestly. I don't think that you just fire somebody that just took you to the conference finals. You don't fire somebody that's had as a coach, the most success that you've had in franchise history since the 90s, since the early 2000s. I don't feel like you fire somebody that has turned around your organization. Now, unless you want to just say it's all on the GM and the players because they built such a good roster, then y'all can go ahead and say that. But I feel like Tom Thibodeau is a good enough coach to get the job done. And I feel like if they would have kept him for next year, they would have been in a great position to get the job done. So now they have to go out and find a great replacement, find somebody that can really like orchestrate the chemistry between that roster to get the job done. Like if it's not Mike Malone, honestly, I don't want to hear about it. I don't feel like there's another coach out there that could get this team over the hump. Honestly, I don't feel like there's no assistant coach out there. No current coach has been fired other than Mike Malone. So unless this team fires Mike Malone, I'm going to be very disappointed, and I'm going to say the Knicks took a step backwards in the firing of Tom Thibodeau.
All right. Real, got that look on your face. And I saw what you said in the group chat earlier, so I already know where this is going. All right, Real, what's your initial reaction?
Okay, Jared. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. You got a lot of respect for Coach Thibodeau. I got a lot of respect for Coach Thibodeau. I think he threw a curveball at us in the conference finals by playing his bench, like you said. But I think he was just getting criticized too much for playing his starters too much. Uh, all regular season, his top three players led the league in minutes. All playoffs, his players led the league in minutes. Whenever you're playing against the Pacers, you got to make adjustments because they play literally their whole team. They play all the 1 through 12. So you got to adjust to that. But with that being said, it was time for him to be fired. It was time. He's been in New York for the past 5 years. They haven't won anything. This was the time to win. They paid top dollar. They paid top money. They traded everything for Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and OG Anunoby. They paid everything, and this was their chance to win. Like you said, Derek, the East is wide open, and they could not get the job done. It was like Rick Carlisle just purely out game planned them, just ran right through them on offense and defense. Um, Another reason why I think Tom Thibodeau should get fired is if you look at the Knicks offense, all Jalen Brunson comes down and does is ISOs. He ISOs for 15 seconds, 17 seconds. If nothing's going, he's going to pass out, and Mikal Bridges is going to throw up a dumb shot, or Karl Anthony Towns is going to throw up a dumb shot. They have no offense. Coach Thibodeau doesn't call any plays. Their defense is just man, like just man up and go guard. Anybody could do that. So I think the New York ownership was like, oh, it's time for him to go. Like, and on top of that, what has Tom Thibodeau ever won in the NBA? Somebody please tell me. Like, I will stop what I'm saying right now. What has Tom Thibodeau won in the NBA? If you ask
Nothing.
me, if you ask me, he's had really good teams. The Chicago Bulls, MVP Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, Jakeem Noah, former Defensive Player of the Year. Like, come on, like this is a really good team. You didn't win anything with them. Actually, you were the reason Derrick Rose got hurt. They're up 20 points, and you let him tear his ACL because you overplay your players. Fast forward to Minnesota, Jimmy Butler, Aaron Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns. All these guys are first overall picks. You didn't do anything with them. First round exits, eighth seeds. Like Tom Thibodeau, you were not a good coach. You moved to New York. The whole world, 80% of the world thinks you guys are going to the finals. New York is going crazy for you guys, and then you just let them down. So no, Tom Thibodeau, it was time for you to get fired. I don't know. I know you're gonna find another coaching job, but it's just gonna be the same thing over and over again.
All right, so we got one that's saying that he don't really. Jake feel like he really shouldn't have got fired, right? Real feel like he should have, and I see both sides, right? But if I had to pick one side to be on, I don't think he should have got fired, and this is why. All right, I think before Brunson got to New York, we really didn't think they were like contenders for anything, right? We didn't look at that team as a threat at all. Even when Brunson got to New York, we did not think that this Jalen Brunson now is what they traded for, right? Because what they traded for was the second option in Dallas, right? They traded for. I was like, whoa, y'all traded for Jalen Brunson and make him y'all star player. I don't know if he's a star. He played beside Luca. It looked good. He played beside Luca, but then he got to New York and started hooping, right? And now we got these expectations for him. So I think we really didn't have big expectations for him until these past 2 years. The first Brunson year, I don't count that year, but these past 2 years. And last year, they lost in the semi-conference finals, right? To the Pacers. This year, they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. So if I'm looking at it from an organization standpoint, I'm like, look, we're getting better every year, right? And this year, first year with OG, right? When they made that trade, we went and got Mikal Bridges, right? So this team, the starting five to me is arguably one of the best starting fives in the league. Like I think I would say they're top five, a top five starting five in the league, right? So this offseason, but like Real said, you lost a lot of assets and everything with OG and McHale and all that. But I would try to add a little more depth, right? And when I would run it back if I was New York, because I feel like, yes, And this is to the Rails point. It looks bad. You lost to the Pacers, bro. Like I think we're all still trying to wrap our head around the fact that the Pacers are in the finals and they went through you. But let's not forget, they just dethroned the defending champs, right? Before Tatum got hurt, right? They beat the Celtics for crying out loud. So maybe let's look at it. I could look at play out devil's advocate and say, okay, it took everything they had to beat that Celtics team. Multiple 20-point comebacks, right? They had to play a really good team. Took everything out of them. Then game one, I told y'all it's either luck or which means the Knicks gonna take care of business the rest of the series, or that game just killed the Knicks. And I think that game killed the Knicks. So if I'm looking at it from an organization standpoint, I'm like, look, one game in the Eastern Conference Finals is why we lost that finals. That first game was just so bad that I think it affected the rest of the series, right? So, like I said, you got to step better this year, and then next year, Jerry just brought it up. Tatum out for the year. We don't know where Giannis is going, so we're looking at it like this. The Eastern Conference to me is open. Like all three of us do not respect the Pacers enough to say, "Oh, they're gonna run it back next year." No, no, whether they win or lose the finals, no, they're not going to run it back next year because I think this Knicks team could have ran it back and won. Maybe they could have possibly won the East next year because we don't know how the East going to look. So I think I would have kept Thibodeau, me personally, and not only that, but I think Thibodeau he's a defensive minded coach, right? And I think everybody on this team plays solid defense. At least they try to, except for Cat. Cat is like the only person that hurt them defensively. And like Jerry said, you make that sub with Cat, you're losing an offensive star. You're losing somebody that can get you buckets, right? So that was a tough situation to be in because Cat can't guard nobody. He can't guard the pick and roll, but he can still score 30 points, right? Mitchell Robinson come in, he can guard the pick and roll a little bit better, but he ain't gonna produce on the offensive side, right? So I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't have got rid of him because we're living in a generation now where you can be a year or two removed from a finals win, or you can be just in the conference finals and still get fired. Like that's crazy to me. Like I remember not even back in the day, but like there was a time where okay, if you was bad for a certain amount of years, then you get fired. Like that's what it was. Basically, if you showed us that this team is not going to improve, this team is going to be bad, then we're going to fire you. That's what it used to be. But now, if you get to the Eastern Conference Finals and lose, you can still get fired. If you win a finals, then the next year lose in the second round of playoffs, and then this year things don't look too good, you can lose your job. Mike Malone, right? So it's crazy that we're just firing these coaches when I think that with Thibodeau, like Real said, he hasn't won anything. But I think they was getting a step closer every year. Like I said, semifinals last year, conference finals this year. Next year, the East is open. But to kind of piggyback on Real side, this is New York, right? When they saw that they had a chance to win the championship or get to the championship this year, and they didn't get there, like they're like, okay, something got to change. You can't do nothing with the roster right now because you just traded for Cat, right? You just got OG, you just traded for Mikhail. So the only person you can point the finger at really is Thibodeau. So I can play both sides, but if I had to pick a side, I would pick Jerry's side.
Well,
But wait, go ahead.
reports are the Knicks could make changes this season, this offseason by targeting a landmark player. So how they get it done, I don't know. We could be looking at Cat being gone, but
Already, that's crazy.
crazy work to me. So I mean, honestly, the next coaching job might depend on who they bring in, and if that person has a certain coach that he wants to coach him. So they could be trying to target Giannis. I don't feel like they have enough assets to target Giannis because there's no way two players from the Knicks can equal Giannis, in my opinion. And then they might be targeting Kevin Durant. I know that as of today, the Phoenix Suns have lowered their asking price for Kevin Durant. So
They probably have to because team's not budging for it. That's probably what it is.
I mean, hey, they're going to look to make some things shake, not just with their coaching, but with their roster as well.
And that's once again, we're living in a time now where we get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and now we're about to just blow this roster up to like come on, we're there, like we're right there. I think they were one bad game away, literally. That first game, I think, really just took everything out of them, and they could have been here. But real, I think I have an answer for this problem though. Like, I don't think they should have fired Tom. But at the end of the day, you did. I think there's one candidate that's just like it's literally there. The answer is right there, and it's Mike Malone. like how you feel about Mike Malone possibly going if he don't want to, like he's working with ESPN right now. Let's just say he don't want to keep doing that. He want to coach again. Isn't that the obvious answer?
100%, 1,000%. A hard coach guy. He's gonna keep it 100 with his players, and that's exactly what Tom Thibodeau does. He makes sure his players have tough skin, so he's gonna be the perfect coach to come into New York and get those guys right. In New York, they already got tough fans, so I promise you they'll be ready. This is the move that they need, and I think this is another reason why they fired Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, if that's not now, if they go get Mike Malone, then it's a situation where I'm gonna say, okay, look, it is what. Sorry, Tibbs. It is what it is. Like they got a better coach. They upgraded their coach. But if they go get some first time head coach, like for example, like I'm not like it's probably not gonna happen like a college coach or something like that. Or if they got like an assistant coach from a different team, then I'm gonna be kind of side eyeing it. Like y'all was just in the Eastern Conference Finals. Why are y'all trying to go with a brand new, like a new head coach? But if you go get a Mike Malone, then I'm cool. If you go get a Mike Brown, then I'm cool.
I feel like it has to be Mike Malone because Real's whole point for Thibodeau getting fired was he hasn't won anything and he
Yeah.
doesn't know what it's like to win anything. So I feel like Mike Malone, like you said, coming off of a finals win 2 years ago, he's the only candidate that can really say, hey, I've won as a head coach. I know what it takes. I know what you need to game plan. Mind you, he kind of is like Tibbs. He doesn't play a lot of people. He doesn't play the bench a lot. I mean, yes, he had a deeper bench and a deeper team with that finals team, so he was making some changes. But I mean, I feel like it's the same thing. Like it's almost the same style of coach, just he's won. He's won before. So I feel like that's the only candidate I could see taking the job and being acceptable.
But the reason why I brought up Mike Brown is 'cause I think Mike Brown was the best candidate coming from that Golden State dynasty, right? Like everybody wanted a piece of Mike Brown because he was alongside Steve Kerr with that dynasty. He got to the Kings, and I think we all agreed that he was wrongfully fired. Like, why did they fire Mike Brown? Like, I don't even know why they fired him because the Kings have been relevant ever since he got to the Kings. So that firing didn't make sense to me. So I feel like if he's still willing to coach, like you don't know if he's done or whatever, but if he's still willing to coach, then he would be a nice candidate. But I think to your point, that would be more of a lateral movement going from Thibodeau to Mike Brown. But you want to go up, right? You want to make a better move, then I think Mike Malone would be the best move. All right. But let's change topics. And it's time to talk about what we all been waiting for. And this is the NBA Finals. All right. Featuring Rail's Thunder, who Rail been telling us this whole entire year that it's gonna be Shea and the Thunder running the Wild Wild West. It's gonna be Shea and the Thunder. The playoffs are going through OKC. He said this, Jerick, and we laughed. We mocked him, right? We made fun of him. I just want to say that I gave in. I apologize. Jerick is still trying to play devil's at. Jerick's still trying to say the Pacers might steal this one. Jerick's still trying to, hang on to hope. But I've let it go. I think Real was right this whole time. We owe him an apology. But I don't think Jerick gonna apologize till the job is done. But let's start this whole finals conversation with X Factors. All right. So we're gonna talk about our biggest X Factor for the Thunder and for the Pacers. All right. So Real, for your Thunder team, who is the biggest X Factor? When I say X Factor, I mean who is basically the most important player in this series on this OKC roster? Who you got?
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna have to switch it up, give you guys a different answer. I'm gonna have to go all the way to the bench. I'm gonna have to say it's gonna be Case and Wallace. This game is gonna be won through who has the deepest bench because both teams play their whole team. They're not scared to throw different guys in there. They're not scared to throw different lineups in there. So I think Case and Wallace, being a guy who runs small ball, runs big for us, like he's everywhere. I think he's gonna have a gigantic impact off the bench, and he's gonna be a huge X factor. They're gonna need him to step up and be one of the best 3-and-D guys that he's been all year. So in order for Thunder to win, he definitely has to come off the bench and give them some really good plus minuses.
All right, Jared, who's your biggest Thunder X Factor?
Um, I feel like it has to be Chet, honestly. I feel like it has to be Chet because coming off of this conference finals run and off of this conference finals MVP, actually, Pascal Siakam, the Pacers are going to be looking for him to have a big series. And they're going to feel like, honestly, their only chance of winning this series is for him to have a big series. We saw what he did against the Knicks. He had his way. So Chet, I mean, I feel like Chet can't stop him. Chet is one of the best defensive bigs in the league, if not the best. I mean, we see what he can do. We saw what he could do against the Timberwolves. Yes, real. I'm giving y'all props. Yes.
Time out. Time out. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Time out. Cuts. Cuts.
Why are we cutting?
You just said one of the best, or you saying the best? What are you like? What are you saying?
Both.
I'm saying one of.
Okay. Okay. Well, real. So Vic. Vic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Vic is the best defensive big in the league. That's why he's one of the best.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Real's not convinced,
I
but
still put AD over him, but that's cool. Go ahead. You got it, Jerry. Go ahead. Take the floor. Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
you're reaching. You're reaching.
I'm reaching.
Real was real. He was real lenient about Wemby, but you said AD and you're reaching. You're reaching. A couple years ago, okay.
Go ahead.
You gotta live in the current. So, anyways, like I was saying, Pascal Siakam had a big series against the Knicks, and we know that Tyrese Halliburton, he's not consistent when it comes to scoring. We know he's going to go out there. He's going to facilitate. He's an orchestrator. He's more of a traditional point guard. So he's going to find ways to get his teammates open and get his teammates in the right places to have the best outcomes. He's a real floor general, almost like a Chris Paul. Like he's really running the show. But he can also score. But I feel like he doesn't hunt for his shots enough. He's not aggressive enough to really take over a series or take over a game. We can see him do it from time to time, but he's not consistent with it. That's my only problem with Tyrese Halliburton. I wish he would attack more. So they're going to be looking for Pascal Siakam to really just attack, really be that guy when you catch the ball, try to go and score, try to get to the free throw line. That's where Chet's going to come in handy. So if Chet can really, you don't even have to shut him down. Just limit what he can do. Like, don't let him have a series like he had against the Knicks. Let him have a series that we look at it like we look at the stat sheet and say, okay, that's a typical Siakam performance. That's more like it. Rather than him having 30, having 39 against the Knicks, rather than those big performances, let him hold him to an average Pascal Siakam game, and the Thunder will be perfectly fine. So I feel like Chet is the biggest Thunder X factor in this series.
Yeah, I like both of y'all picks. I'm surprised either one of y'all said J-Dub, but I'm gonna go with the head coach, Mark Daigneault. That's who I'm going with, because I feel like if we was really being honest, being straight up, I think if you had to pick a coach between Rick Carlisle and Mark Daigneault, we're gonna pick Rick Carlisle. Right? Rick Carlisle has a championship. He has that experience. Don't do that. Stop.
Real.
Stop.
Come on, dog. Be real.
Go do that. Y'all do that. I ain't gonna do that.
Let me finish first. Just strictly coaches, not teams. I'm talking about coaches. If you started an organization right now, and Rick Carlisle and Mark Daigneault was available, they was the only two coaches available. Who you sending the contract to? Who you offering?
Mark Daigneault, the coach of the year.
Okay. See, there's no get. This is why I hate
the guy who had the MVP.
Because stuff like
you're picking the guy who had the MVP.
That's what he's picking. Yeah.
Over the guy who took Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam to the finals.
See, this is real. This is why it's so hard to root for y'all, because you do stuff like this. You come on the show, you in a group chat, just gaslighting everybody on the Thunder team. Let's be real for a second.
I'm being real. Hey, he finna match up with Rick Carlisle with this championship talk, with this ring talk.
That is true. That is true.
He has the MVP.
That is true. But today is June 3rd. Okay, today is June 3rd, right? So let's just wait. I'm sorry, it's June 4th. I'm sorry. Today is June 4th. All right. So as of today, he's not better than Rick Carlisle. So as I was saying, Mark Daigneault to me is the biggest X factor, because this is the only matchup that I think the Pacers have the advantage at. It is the coach. That's literally, I think, defense, the Thunder's better. I think offense, I'm taking the Thunder. Y'all can read stats, everything y'all want to. I don't care. I'm taking the Thunder, right? Bench, I'm taking the Thunder, right? But when we look at head coaches, I can take Rick Carlisle with Mark Daigneault. So I think that the only way that the Thunder can lose this series, in my opinion, is if Mark Daigneault gets swept, on the floor, just get killed when it comes to the coaching matchup. When it comes to the chess matchup, I think happens in most finals, unless teams are just like heavily favored or way better than the other team, which I think in this situation the Thunder is. The only way the Thunder can win is or can lose, sorry, is if Mark Daigneault just wets the bed against Rick Carlisle. Like that's the only way. So I think he's the biggest X factor because Star, guess what? Y'all got Shea. They got Tyrese Halliburton. Like who? Come on, bro. Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, y'all got J Dub. They got Pascal Siakam. Like, come on now. Let's be real. Y'all got Chet. They got who? They got Aaron Nimhard, Nate Smith, whoever it is. Like, I like, bro. Y'all are better than this team. So the only way y'all can lose is if y'all head coach wet the bed. So the biggest X factor to me is Mark Daigneault. And as Real said, Mark Daigneault take care of business. He got the same amount of rings as Rick Carlisle, and now they're about equal, right? But as of today, June 4th. Okay, Rick Carlisle is better. Okay, so you can go somewhere else with that mess. All right, so let's go over to the other side. The Pacers. All right, biggest X factor for them. Who do they need to step up big time in order for them to win this finals? Real went first last time, so Jarek, you up. Who's the biggest X factor for the Pacers?
I feel like the obvious answer would be Miles Turner, just because the Thunder have two great bigs on their roster. But I'm not gonna go with Miles Turner because I feel like that's just the obvious answer. I'm gonna go with Andrew Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard has come off a series where he averaged 9 points. They need him to get that up into double figures. I think this is a series where they need all 5 starters to average double figures, and he's the odd man out currently coming off the last series. And not only that, he's big defensively. Earlier, I saw a stat where it showed Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell's shooting percentages from the 3-point line and from the field when guarded by Andrew Nembhard. He was the best bet for both of those matchups. He held them the best. If you go and watch the film and go and look at it possession by possession, whenever you had other players guarding Jalen Brunson, that's when Jalen Brunson was really eating. That's when Donovan Mitchell was really eating. But when you look at Andrew Nembhard, he was significant defensively for them. And that's what's going to take this series. I feel like he's the guy that you got to go and say, hey, strap up your boots, and I'm going to put you on Shea. Strap up your boots and try to limit. Look here, man. Look, is it going to happen? Probably not. Okay, we're talking about the MVP.
Mm-hmm. But in order for them to win,
this is what has to happen. Okay, Andrew Nembhard has to step up big. Now Shea's going to look. He's going to do Shea things. He's going to get to the line. I don't think I heard me. He's going to get to the line. One more time. He's going to get to the line. There's nothing you can do about that. Okay? He's going to make shots. There's nothing you can do about that. But we need to limit it. I feel like he needs to limit how easy it is for Shea to get into the paint. I'm not gonna lie, use up all your fouls. But use them wisely. Make him know, hey, this is a foul. This is a real foul. But no, he honestly, defensively, he needs to just keep up what he's doing and try his best against Shea. And then offensively, shoot more, make more. Whenever he shoots the ball, you see it go in a lot. Whenever Tyrese Halliburton sets him up, you see it go in. So Tyrese Halliburton set him up a little bit more, let him get more shot attempts off. Like he plays good basketball. He plays winning basketball. He makes the winning plays. Like he is the Alex Caruso of this team. He's going to do the dirty work defensively. He's going to hit his shots offensively. He's going to make the right plays. So I feel like Andrew Nembhard, he needs to step it up just a little bit, step it up defensively, step it up offensively, be more of a presence, become that double-digit scorer for the series, and he will give them their best bet at winning. So Andrew Nembhard is the Pacers' biggest X factor for this series.
All right, Real, who's the biggest X factor for the Pacers?
To me, it's easy. I think the biggest X factor has been their biggest X factor all postseason. And you guys know we always gotta look for the worst when it comes to sports because we never know what's gonna happen. Like we can think one thing and another thing could happen. And I think in order for the Pacers to have a chance at winning this series, it's gonna have to come from Mr. 50, 40, 90, Mr. Pascal Siakam. The Pacers are going to absolutely need him. Pascal carried them, bro. He carried them in the Bucks series. He carried them in the Cavs series, and he carried them in this past series just now. So out of 6 games, Pascal Siakam's had 30 or more points in 3 of them. So That dude was hooping. He's an Eastern Conference MVP for a reason. So I'm telling you, bro. Like Pascal Siakam could heat up, and obviously he could go for 39 when nobody's expecting it. So we literally seen him go for the be with the Knicks and be like, how is Pascal Siakam doing this? So the only way I think the Pacers flip the script and have a chance at winning this series is from Pascal Siakam. Forget Tyrese Halliburton. We know he's gonna be inconsistent. We know he's gonna be all over the place. They're gonna need Pascal Siakam to step up and score the ball and be a number one for them.
You know what? Now I think about it. That's why Tom Thibodeau got fired right there. Because Pascal Siakam had 3 30-point games in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's why Tom. So you're right, Tom. Get out of here. You're fired. You're trash. You suck. You don't know how to coach. So you let this man, all right, put up 30 points. Not just once, not just twice. He almost gave you a 40 ball, too, right? That's why you got fired. So be gone. So rewinding back to the other segment we did about Tom Thibodeau. I'm with you, bro. He deserves to be fired. All right, he deserves to be fired. But I'm gonna go with somebody that I have been very, very crucial of over the past couple of weeks. I'm gonna shock y'all, okay? Because Real said Siakam. I think Siakam is the number one answer, right? In my honest opinion. Jared, you went deep with Andrew Nimhart, but I think it's Tyrese Halliburton, Mister Mr. Halliburton himself, right? Um, in order for them to have a chance in this series, Halliburton's gonna have to have the series of a lifetime. Because we all know what his usual is, right? His usual, he gonna give you a 30-point game, then he gonna turn around and give you a 14-point game, then an 8-point game, then a 21. Like that's just what he does. That's why I don't think he's a star because of that inconsistency in that aspect. But in order for them to win this series, he gotta do more than that. He has to. He has no choice. Like Siakam, honestly, I I don't see Siakam putting up. Let me take that back. I said that about the Knicks, right? But I don't see Siakam having these big games like this in the finals. I don't see it happening. So it has to come from somebody, and somebody is that star, right? That person we all talking about. We all trying to put him in this star conversation. Well, then play like one, act like one, get criticized like one, get talked about like one. We expecting star numbers in this finals, right? All eyes are on this. This is the only series left. This is the NBA Finals, all right, where stars are made, right? Where stars elevate themselves to superstars, right? Where superstars elevate themselves to once in a lifetime players. This is your chance to do it, right? It don't matter what you've been doing to get to here. Because if you go in this finals and you average a smooth 28, 12, and 5, I forget everything that happened leading up to the fact. I swear I will. If you go into this conference finals, I mean to this NBA finals, sorry, and you put up superstar numbers, I will forget everything and I will apologize for how much criticism I have given you. I swear I'll do that. And y'all got my word. I will come on this podcast and apologize to Tyrese Halliburton. He not gonna hear it nothing like that. But you see what I'm saying. All right. So Tyrese, go be that dude. Go be that dude that everybody wants you to be. But the funny thing is, I know he's not. Okay, but I'm saying if, like Jarek said, Jarek knows Nimhard is not going to be a guard Shea, right? If that's the matchup they decide to do. I know he's not going to be a superstar like he needs to be in this series in order for him to win. But if they're going to win, I think it's going to be Tyrese Halliburton having a crazy series and the unthinkable happens again, right? Pascal Siakam was the unthinkable. If I would have told you in October 2024 that this year's Eastern Conference Finals MVP was going to be Pascal Siakam, y'all would have kicked me off this podcast. Y'all would have said, Jay Best, you should not be doing the podcast no more. But guess what? The unthinkable happened. So the unthinkable can happen again, right? Tyrese, go be a superstar. That Jarek, this guy right here, Jarek thinks you are. Well, Jarek thinks you're a superstar. He thinks you're a star. Go be that star that Jarek thinks you are. Because I don't see it. So now we are about to give our finals picks. All right, mind you, game one tips off tomorrow, Thursday. All right, between the Thunder and the Pacers. Real, this is your team. This is your championship series. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a minute since me and Jared watched our favorite team. Well, I watched the Lakers during the bubble, whatever. But it's been a minute since we watched our favorite team in the championship, right? And you about to witness that. It's been a minute since you watched your favorite team in the championship, right? But you about to get it. So let us know how this thing gonna play out. What's your finals pick?
Yes, sir. So it's gonna go 1-0 OKC, 2-0 OKC,
Ooh,
3-0 OKC,
ooh, preach.
3-1 Indiana.
Ah,
It's hard to win in Fieldhouse. It's hard to win. The crowd is gonna be loud. we win in Game 5. We win on our home court, and we have our celebration on our home court in front of our fans. So OKC wins against Indiana in 5. I think OKC is just that much better of a team, 1 through 12 all around.
Facts. Facts. All right, Jared. You're making me nervous, Jared. I don't know what you're thinking over there, but let me know who you got.
Okay. So I just want to let y'all know right now. I'm picking the Thunder, okay? I'm no fool. I'm gonna pick the Thunder. But I did put $100 down on the Pacers. I'm just going to let y'all know that right now, okay? Because this whole playoffs has been expect the unexpected. And even when you expect the unexpected is going to happen. Okay? The Pacers shouldn't be here. They really shouldn't be here. We all know this. They shouldn't have been. Honestly, I picked the Bucks to win that first series. Y'all can roll back the tape, roll back the clip. I picked the Bucks. I thought Giannis was going to just get the job done. And then I picked the Cavs.
Yep.
And then I picked the Knicks.
Yep, sure did.
And the Pacers are still standing. So I do think that, you know what? The Pacers have a small chance of winning it. And I'm willing to put my money on it. But with all that being said, they're not going to win it. That's a far-fetched dream that I bet on. They're not going to win it. Okay? I'm going to keep it simple. The Thunder are going to win the series. Now, I've been contemplating, will it be in 6? Will it be in 5? I feel like 6 might be the answer just because I feel like game 1, honestly, I could be very wrong. But I feel like game 1, the Thunder might underestimate the Pacers. And I feel like the Pacers might come out and they might just steal game 1. And then, of course, they'll lose 2. They're going to win 1 at home. Like Grill said, the Fieldhouse is a tough place to play. They're going to definitely win 1. So I feel like it'll come down to the Thunder realizing, okay, let's stop playing with these kids and let's go ahead and get the job done, get our rings, and then go celebrate with our families. And it'll be over in 6. So I think I'm leaning more towards 6, but like I really have a bad feeling about the series. I feel like this is just gonna be like it's gonna be like the Timberwolves series over again. Like no game will be like when the Thunder win, it's not gonna be close. Like I really feel bad for the Pacers. But deep down inside, I am hoping that the Pacers can pull it off just for the money's sake. But, for my credibility, so that people don't look at me crazy. Because, over this past sports year, I said some crazy things, said some things to question my credibility. So just to get my credibility back, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it a buck. And I'm going to go with the Thunder to win the finals. Like Will said, they have a better roster. Everything but the coach is better about the Thunder. And I feel like you have the MVP. You have J-Dub, who Real talks about all the time. First time All-Star.
First time All-Star.
He's going to get his contract. Talks about, he's wearing the shirt. Talks about him all the time. He's going to get his contract. You got Chet, great big man, young big man. He's going to be looking to get his money whenever time comes. Lou Dort. Now look here, y'all. I'm keeping it a buck with y'all. Back in the bubble, when we first heard of Lou Dort, because he was guarding James Harden and keeping up with him, I was like, who is this guy? This is going to be another TJ Warren situation. We're going to hear about him in the bubble, and then the next couple of years, he's going to fall out the league. No, Lou Dort is still sticking around. Lou Dort is still making plays for the Thunder. Okay, you got Alex Caruso making plays. We saw what he did in the Denver series. Gave Nikola Jokic problems. He punked Nikola Jokic, and that is why the Thunder are here. Isaiah Hartenstein. If you would have told me 5 years ago Isaiah Hartenstein would be the starter on the finals team, I'd look at you like you're crazy. Okay, Isaiah, for some reason he's found his role again. Like you said, Casey Wallace, the bench is very deep. So the Thunder's going to win the finals. I hate to say it, but the Thunder are going to win the finals. Congratulations, Real. Go ahead, clap you in advance. Like we said, I will apologize when y'all get the job done. But I will tell you congratulations in advance, just because y'all going against the Indiana Pacers. So, give you a little bit of credit. Not a lot, though. You're going against the Pacers, but congratulations, man.
Okay, so Rail got the Thunder in 5. Jared got the Thunder in 6.
Sweep him,
I'm gonna
man.
let y'all know right now. Hey man, it's over with.
Hey, keep sweeping. Keep sweeping. Hold on. Keep
We
sweeping.
sweeping. We sweeping. Get the brooms out, baby. I'm done. I'm tired of Pascal Siakam. I'm done. I'm done. Jerry, you seen Captain Phillips? You seen Captain Phillips, right? I'm the captain now. That's Pascal Siakam. I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'm tired of this Tyrese Halliburton. I'm done, bro. We sweeping. We are sweeping. Okay, it's done. It's done with. This whole Pacers Cinderella run is over. Okay, I'm tired of it. And you know who I see on that Thunder side? I see a true killer in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. That's who I see. Shea about to average 40. Shea about to average 40. That's right. Get the brooms out. All right, we're gonna be playing the Shea MVP song the whole entire finals. All right, because I'm done. I'm sick of it. Honestly, I've been sick to my stomach over the past couple weeks watching this Pacers team get to the NBA Finals. They ruined the finals. Okay, we about to watch a massacre. All right, Thunder in 4. It's not gonna be close. All right, Tyrese Halliburton gonna wet the bed. I smell pissy sheets in your future, Tyrese. All right, Pascal Siakam gonna wet the bed. I smell pissy sheets in your future. All right, all I see is pissy sheets, and guess what the color of piss is? It's yellow. And what's the color of the Pacers? It's yellow too. All right, so that's it. Thunder in 4. It's over, all right? And that's it from the Straight to the Point podcast, all right? From your boy Rel, your boy Jay Best, and your boy Jared. I got Thunder in 4, Thunder in 5, and Thunder in 6. But overall, the Thunder gonna win. All right. But y'all, we your boys. We'll see y'all next week. We out.